let's check on this Guamuchil seedlings. These Guamuchis, I took them out. I had thrown them in some little pots because the seeds had holes in them where the bugs had gotten into them. So I thought the seeds were not going to be any good anymore. So I just threw them in the pots to see maybe one or two would grow. And the thing is that so many of them grew. So this is what happens to me all the time. If I were to take the seed and plant it individually, starting from the seed, if I had done that, they would have all died. But since I just threw them in little pots, just threw them in there with some dirt that was already in there and sand, they just grew by themselves. So normally this is how I get my plants. Because if I plant it and maybe I have cold hands, I don't know. If I plant it by myself, from the seed, they just die. Like all these were little squash, and they all died. And because I planted the seeds individually and very carefully and one by one, and they all died except this one, and it's not doing too well. So if I plant it, and they do have drainage, if I do it myself, if I just throw the seeds in a pot, little pots like this, that's where I took these ones out from. This happens to me, so from now on I just throw the seeds in an area, shaded area, with a little bit of good dirt in the shade and then this is what I get. So I guess that's how I'm gonna be working this out. Here's a soap nut seed right here under my tree. I'll save it here. Okay, so what we're doing, let me show you the seedlings first. Look how some of the roots are so long. This tree, in about 2 years, you can have fruit in about 2 years. I have some that are barely 6 months. Look, this is not one of, this is a wood sorrel. This is not a Guamuchil, this is a wood sorrel. You can tell by the 3 hearts. There's your 3 hearts. It's closed up, but it's 3 hearts. There it is. This is a wood sorrel trying to be in here trying to make friends with a Guamuchil. This is a wood sorrel. It's edible. Tastes a little bit like lemon. These are really good in salads. A wood sorrel is 3 hearts. 3 hearts. And the stem is dry. It's not milky. This is a wood sorrel that's edible, with a lot of nutrients. This one, it kind of wanted to sneak in with the Guamuchil. Guamuchil always has it's like a leaf with 2 leaves, like as if you had cut it in apart. That's what the Guamuchil's leaves look like. You can see the seed. This seed was partially eaten by bugs. That's why I had thrown them in those pots, because I didn't think they would germinate. Yet they did. There's the seed still attached. This is my wood sorrel. Okay. Then here, that's another wood sorrel. Hey, some of the leaves are really big. That's another wood sorrel. Trying to blend in with the Guamuchil. This is really edible for your salads. Okay. And then here's the Guamuchil. Look at the seed still attached. All of them, most all of them, not all of them, most all of them have the seed attached. This one does not. I can still see why I did away with these, because they had holes in them and I thought they were not gonna germinate. So I'll just compost them. So I threw it in I just throw them in those little pots, and this is what happened. I don't know if this was a seed. No, this was a seed right here. There. This is really big. Here's this with the seeds still attached. The Guamuchil seeds, which I discarded. I discarded because of this little crack slit right there. I can still see why this one was really flat. I go, no, that's not gonna germinate. So these I had gotten rid of. I just threw them in the little pots, and they did grow. And there's so many. And if you do plant one of these, oh, the Guamuchil is so delicious, you will never regret. You will never regret planting a Guamuchil, even though a lady told me, why would you want to plant that? They attract a lot of bees and flies. Well, maybe that's, I want, if you take off the fruit as much as you can, you won't have the flies and the bees. Well, you need the bees. Look at this seed, was so big. And it's still there. This one's already turning yellow, but it grew. See, still dark, half dark and half yellow. So it's already done its job. Turns yellow and then it's gonna fall off. Here's one with the big seed still attached. This one has already turned yellow. It's done its job. So this one will be dropping off. Then these two, you have their seeds here still attached. These are really long stems, and maybe that's why in 2 years they have fruit, because the stems just go so deep. And that's why when I tried to take out one of these trees, when I had found a big tree and tried to take some, they all died because like the roots are so deep. I was probably just damaging the root and I could not grow them. When I found a seedling like the side of the road, I could not grow it. So, and these are from seeds, which I didn't, like I said, I didn't really plant. They just came out because I was disposing of the seeds because they had little holes from the bugs. I don't know, maybe they're 20, I don't know. So I'm just going to divide them and put them in their little individual containers. Keep them in the shade again. Here's 2 more. And see how they grow. There's this other one here. These 2 have seeds. Very long roots. There's a seed right there on this one. This one is yellow. It's done its job. It's not dark anymore, and it may be a little on the inside. And look at this long root. Long root, and it still has a seed attached. And then this is how they were. I just threw the seeds. Right here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's seven seedlings just here that I just threw in there, growing on their own. Look how much dirt there's in there. It's like an inch. There's like an inch. So these are really, you don't need to be too make a big deal when you're planting these, because they're very, well, here in South Texas, I'm talking about here in South Texas, and I'm talking about like sandy dirt here in my house, because I don't know in other areas. I'm just saying here, South Texas, with the 3-digit heat, with sandy soil, not very rich soil, and you can get your Guamuchil trees growing, and it's really, really delicious fruit. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna keep like at least 10 and plant them all along my fence to the, there's a field to the west side, and I want to plant them there so I can have Guamuchil in, I think you get the fruit like in the middle of June and July, and by August it's all gone. So as you have just a very small window to try these, to collect seeds, and to start planting them. You can plant them anytime, I'm sure, but the sooner you do it, the sooner you get your trees, the sooner you get your fruit. So all my containers, you can use any container. You can use the bottom of a bottle, just make some cuts on the bottom. You can use a tin can, just when you open it, open a little bit on the bottom too, and you're done. Open a little bit on the bottom. So I have 2 of them, and then these are some little pots that I already had. And there you go. There's your squash right there. Doesn't like me. Nope. Mm-mm. So that's what we're going to do right now. Since these are already there, I'm going to do this last, or if I don't get to them, it's okay because they're okay there. They've been there for a while. So, how many did we say there were? Like 20? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, we didn't see this. Look at that root. What is that? Like a double root. I don't know. Look at that root. It's like more than a foot long. Wow. Where were we? 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23, 25. Wow, I have like 30. Look at that long root. I don't even think this would be good for these containers. I'm going to plant this in here. That's not good. And wherever I set them, it's going to take root there. And then when I pull it out or move it, it's going to tear the root. So, this is not a good idea in this little... It'll be okay with all this dirt. I have a little bit of... This is a little bit of compost, perlite, and I think that's all I have. Sand, a little bit of... native dirt and perlite. That's all I have. But now I'm thinking that this is not good here. Even if I go away, like right here, this is not a good idea. I'm not going to be able to use these pots. I'm going to need to use oh my goodness, I'm going to need some bigger pots or long pots, you know. This would be a good time to make those little long cardboard pots, or the paper towel rolls, cut them in half and then do this. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to repot them today because of that reason. So I'm going to have to, the thing that you could do is get the not the toilet paper, the paper towel, the long ones, cut it in half. You could also use or roll cardboard because this is long. Roll the cardboard and then you set it. Oh gosh, where would you set it? I don't know right now. You could set it in like the carton of milks, like the almond milk and stuff like that. The cartons of almond milk, they're long, so you can put these inside the paper towel rolls with your dirt and everything, of course, set up, and then put them in individually or separate. If you don't have enough cartons, we'll put several in one, and then plant them soon or give them away to people who want them. Or if you sell plants, we'll sell them, whatever. But these go fast, so you gotta move, or else they'll plant themselves, and then when you move it or try to pull it out, it's gonna probably die, because you'll be breaking the root. So see how long they are right now? I didn't even know they were this. I just spotted them. I didn't know they were this long. I should have taken them out when they were a lot shorter. I think this one snapped. I don't know if it's going to be any good. Should be. Well, maybe the shorter ones. The shorter ones, you can put them in these pots. Or another idea would be like the water bottles. If you have the water bottles, instead of throwing them away, the 16 ounces, cut the corners off the bottom, and maybe you could plant them there for the meantime till you decide where you're gonna put them, or give them to somebody in that farm so they can plant them. Yep. Bueno. So that's all I got today. I just want to show you the guamuchis and see how beautiful they are, how healthy they are. And these were seeds that I thought were no good anymore. So I just thrown them in there to compost in those little pots. I just throw them in there. See how? I didn't even try. I just throw them in there. And actually, I think there's another seed in here now that I see. I think there's another seed that hasn't germinated. Look at this. This is one of the seeds. And let me see why I put this one in. Look, it's going to grow. It wants to grow right there. You can see the green. This one, I had put it in there because I don't see a little hole or something. No, there was a hole there or something. That was the reason why I didn't want it. So, I'll throw it in there so you can sprout. Just throw it in there and put stuff in there. Throw dirt in there. And so we're going to do that. And that would be your best bet. To put in the something or rolled cardboard and tape it and plant it there. Right now I'm just going to leave them in water till I do the cartons and get my stuff ready. Well, thank you so much for spending this time with me with the guamuchil seedlings. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, please. Thank you.